Hi Internet, I'm John Appleseed. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we do a daily crossword puzzle. And today we have a chance to try some of the puzzles that I missed during 2025. The New York Times gameplay newsletter, which you see here on the screen, and I'll include a link in the description down below, has links to the 25 most memorable puzzles from 2025 from the New York Times as chosen by the New York Times Puzzle and Games staff. So I've clicked on some of the links. A lot of them I've done. I've got one teed up here that I have not yet done. But the one thing that's good about this is that normally New York Times puzzles are behind a paywall most of the time. And for the month of January, all the puzzles in this article are free for anyone to use. So I'll include a link in the description down below. You can click on the link, go here, and click on any of the links in the article. And if you're not a subscriber to the New York Times puzzles, then you can solve all of them for free. So a chance for people who don't normally do New York Times crosswords to try out some great ones. All right, let's look at Wednesday. This is November 12th, 2025. This is one I did not do. The constructors are Brad Wiegman and Nicole Wiegman. Will Shorts is the editor, and let's see what we've got. This is a Wednesday puzzle, so middle of the week difficulty. One across, protection from an infection. A scar or a scab. A scab is kind of protection from infection. Let's get some crossing letters. One down, say as if. Say, okay, that could be to scoff. You might scoff sarcastically as if, and we can put in scab for protection from an infection. 14 across, accusative for one. Studying Latin tells you about the accusative case. 17 across, image depicted in this puzzle by connecting the circled letters alphabetically. Okay, so we have kind of a connected the dots thing. Yeah, I definitely don't remember this one. Oh, sorry. One moment. That cough caught me by surprise. Apologies for that. And we are back. 20 across is Aristophanes' comedy with the. He wrote a lot of comedy about animals. Didn't he write the birds? Maybe this is the foxes. I'll get some crossing letters for that. 22 across, energize. Nope. 2 down, clam digger, pants style, pants with short legs, also be called capri pants, I think. 3 down, first American multimillionaire, maybe one of the Astors. 4 down, sand colored, that's probably beige. 20 across, okay, the frogs, not the foxes, but the frogs for the Aristophanes comedy. 22 across, energize, fire up. And 18 across, Fort Collins School. Fort Collins is in Colorado, maybe Colorado State University. 5 across, movie theater popcorn container. You can buy a tub of popcorn. 5 down, beverage sometimes served with cucumber sandwiches. I think they do that with tea in the UK. 6 down, web addresses are URLs. 7 down, like the words knackered and chuffed, more British. That's probably Brit speak or just British. 15 across, muff or fluff, words for making a mistake. So let's put an air there. Image depicted in this puzzle. Do we have an optical illusion? Not sure. 8 across, Kurt, who fronted Nirvana. That's Kurt Cobain. 8 down is bowed instruments, cellos or celli could be the technical plural, I guess. 9 down, haploid cell. Haploid cell. An ovum is an egg cell. I think that might be right. Don't know what haploid means. 10 down, kiss in Córdoba is beso, the Spanish word for kiss. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo perderte después. Okay, so beso goes in for the Spanish word for kiss. There's a Cordoba in Argentina. There's probably one in Spain as well. 11 down. Unlucky Wheel of Fortune purchase for cool as a cucumber. So if you purchased an I, there is no I in that phrase, so you would get no hint there. 12 down, I put in ISO for a prefix with metric. And 30 down, French resistance. I think that's just the French word for no, which is non. So even so, for 16 across, be that as it may. And I think 17 across is optical illusion, and we'll have to connect the dots and figure out how that works. 21 across, sailor's patron is St. Elmo. Is it just British? I want like a Britishism or Brit speak, something like that. I think British will work. 19 down, Hawaiian souvenir could be a lei, a flower garland. King George III from Hamilton. You say, the price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. That's one of my favorite songs from that. 23 down, late night host Jack Blank, Jack Parr. I think that's 2 A's and 1 R. 29 down, great service provider. Not sure. Remote batteries could be double A's. And 32 across, condiments sometimes known as rooster sauce. Don't know that. 36 down, let's call it blank. Let's call it a day. There wasn't a thing left to say the night we called it a day. So I don't know 25 across, some high school teams. 30 across is social blank. Social studies, social cues, social media is a phrase that might go there. 37 across, it keeps you in the dark. Night, possibly. 39 across, brand whose customers made its Super Bowl ad in 2025. Don't remember that. 40 down, many Pablo Neruda works. He writes poems or maybe odes, a kind of poem. 30 down, late night host Seth. Is Seth, I would have sworn it was Myers with an S. Is there another Seth? Seth Meyer, I guess. Okay. Sorry, Seth. I don't know your last name. 31 down, put out is to emit. 25 down, website with a conservadox option. What does that mean? I don't know what that is. 26 down, sun blocker. No. And 27 down, company that merged with Neiman's in 2024. Is that Neiman Marcus? I don't know that. 37 across. It keeps you in the dark with a YM beginning. Okay, I think Seth is wrong. I don't know the other late night host, Seth. Brand whose customers made its Super Bowl ad in 2025. And 42 across. Sporty convertible. Would that be some kind of like hard top or T-top or in top? Sun blocker. Okay, not sure about that either. All right, let's go back over to this section. 32 across. Condiment, sometimes known as rooster sauce. Okay, with that A blank HA ending, maybe sriracha. I think I've seen roosters on the bottle. That's too spicy for me. I can't handle strong spicy condiments, so I've never tried sriracha. 38 across. Is it too risky? Do I dare? Do I dare try sriracha? And the answer for me is always no. Great service provider would be an acer. I think a tennis clue here is providing a great serve. You are acing it. Sporty convertible. A roadster. Are we using a rebus here to make Myers? Doritos is a brand. I don't remember their Super Bowl commercial from last year, sorry. What keeps you in the dark? An eye mask. Okay, so if we rebus in the letters EYE into this highlighted square in yellow, that gives us eye mask, which could keep you in the dark, and Seth Meyers, spelled the way I thought it was, M-E-Y-E-R-S. Sunblocker is a visor. Company, maybe Saks Fifth Avenue in Neiman Marcus. That's where that came from. Don't know. High school teams could be junior varsities, JVs, and JDate is a Jewish dating site, Conservadox. Is that like halfway between conservative and orthodox flavors of Judaism? Maybe? Okay. So I think an EYE will go in here. I'm not going to type it in yet. Let's see what else, if maybe we have to rebus anything else. 38 down, what some people think this puzzle's image represents. This is like the duck and the rabbit one. 41 across, appetites. No, 44 across, like some ironed shirts and fall air. Both of those are typically described as crisp. 46 across, the Spanish tragedy playwright, Thomas. Don't know. I think this is the duck and the rabbit. Excuse me, sorry. Hope the sound of the landscaping crew outside isn't too distracting. It's a little distracting for me. 33 down, stiff, rigid. Thomas Kyd, KYD, the Spanish tragedy. Not familiar with that one. Appetites could be urges. Then that gives us 34 down. Bad time for Caesar would be the Ides of March when he was assassinated. 35 down. Hoarse voice is a rasp. Do I dare? Crisp, and that looks right. Okay, and I guess duck is correct for the image we've got here. All right, 45 across. Free pass in sports is a buy. 47 across. Washboard parts. Washboards are made up of slats. Or is it washboard abs, a body part that could be described as a washboard? 49 across, grocery aisle, enticement. No, 55 across, beer brand from Anheuser-Busch. Don't know, 59 across, that's the image in this puzzle. And the circle letters spell GFIJHKDE. CB. We've got to get more letters. 63 across. Steve of Battle of the Sexes. Don't know that. 66 across. What some people think this puzzle's image represents. So this is the other one. Duck and rabbit is the common optical illusion image I'm familiar with. The other one would be the old woman and the young woman. 59 down. Counterpart of down. Abbreviation. Up would the first thing that comes to mind. Don't know what that is. 60 down. Billy Ball. A billy goat could cry ma, perhaps. 61 down. Just a sec. In a text. Be right back or BRB. 55 down. Nickname of the Love Yourself singer with the. Who's the singer that is called the blank ending in B? Is Justin Bieber known as the Beeb? Could be. 56 down. Wrinkly fruit is an ugly, a good crossword word to know. And 47 down. One paying for a full price ticket, perhaps an adult would pay. Full price as opposed to a child's ticket. Steve Carell. I don't know that show, Battle of the Sexes. So image in this puzzle must be an ambiguous something. Budweiser is a beer brand. Is it Bud Light or Bud something else? 48 down. Life story is your biography or your bio. No name. No name is off-brand or something. Let's try abs for the washboard parts. No, 57 down. Isaac's favorite son, Esau. Isaac had two sons, Esau and Jacob from the book of Genesis. Esau shows up a lot in the New York Times crossword puzzle. 64 across, tubular. Old enough to remember when people said tubular and rad for things that were good, gnarly as well. 67 across, UK home. Don't know. 62 down, 4-term Prez, FDR, served 4 terms. UK home. I guess it's in Europe. Is that right? Okay. Then no name is Abitur. What's 45? Free pass in sports. I think that's a buy. This should be an S for abs. Obscure for no name. Bud Ice. Yeah, that's a brand of Bud beer. Okay, there we go. 49 across, grocery aisle enticement. Don't know. 58 across, waiting bird. Could be an egret. One of my favorite t-shirts that I regret not buying was a t-shirt that had a crocodile on it that said egrets. I've had a few. But then again, too few to mention. Fish in a poke bowl. Well, that's ahi. Okay, so it's probably going to be heron for the waiting bird instead of egret. 51 down. Soccer great Rapinoe is Megan. 52 down, wrinkly fruit, another one. I don't know this one. 53 down, pixelated, informally. No, and 54 down is cable show covering the red carpet. Maybe E News. Don't know this. A sample is something you might see in a grocery aisle. Ambiguous figure for the image in this puzzle. 65 across with a clean slate, a new. And 68 across Elliot of the Untouchables. That's Elliot Ness. Okay, we have this EYE one here, blank. So how did we image depicted in this puzzle by connecting the connected circled letters alphabetically. Connecting the circled letters alphabetically. So not in the order in which they appear. So we've got, oh boy, I might have to write this down. F, G, H, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, A, O. I might have to pause this. Let me do a little work here. I'm going to pause this and figure it. Okay, so we just have the letters A through M. I thought maybe I would be skipped or something, but we have an I. So if we drew a line connecting A, B, C, D, I guess it would look something like that optical illusion that is meant to be the either a duck or a rabbit. I'm going to guess if we finish the puzzle, it'll draw it for us, I hope. And I'm not going to use the rebus button. If you've never done the rebus before, if you click on this, highlight the square you want to type in multiple characters into, like this one. We want to put EYE in here. You have to highlight it, click this little rebus button, and then it'll let you type multiple characters. I'm not going to do that because that hasn't been working for me. It'll move the puzzle on the screen. But if we just type in the first letter of the word we're supposed to put in here, it should take it. So if we put in E, it should finish the puzzle. There we go. And as I hoped, we get the figure drawn for us. Okay, so if you look at it as this being the duck's bill, it looks like a duck. But if you look at it as these being the rabbit's ears, it looks like a rabbit. So that's what it is. And, oh, and the eye here could be the eye of the duck or the eye of the rabbit, depending on which way it's facing. Okay, that's clever. So we're incorporating kind of a connect of the dots plus a rebus, plus kind of having to be familiar with some common optical illusion drawings. So that was fun. Yeah, I could figure this could be one of the 25 most memorable puzzles. Not too difficult, a little bit complicated to kind of figure out what's going on. And I wasn't quite sure what to do with the circled letters, but then I had to think about it for a minute and say, oh, we're just connecting them in alphabetical order. It's going to be that drawing that we want to find. Okay, well, that was fun. Thanks so much for joining me. Please come back for more puzzles and games. And if you want to keep playing some other free New York Times puzzles, just click on the link in the description down below. I'll see you next time.